Yesterday was one of the bloodiest days on the stock market, and we've lost trillions of dollars in company values. And reports came out, and there is no money. Americans consumers are pulling back. Finally, whatever we were talking about the whole time is finally happening. Is it good? No. But hey, this is the world, right? What we're living in. So let's look at some of the numbers and let's look at some of the stuff that I've been talking about this whole time, right? So here we go. Why are the stock markets suddenly freaking out? Dow tumbles 700 points. Nasdaq falls 10% from record high. High dives of unemployment. Oh my gosh. We're now in a crazy era where money that has been circulating is now going to get pulled out of the system because people are unemployed. Oh no, who would have thought that? I'm telling you guys, this is coming. This has been coming for a long time. American, you cannot take American jobs like in this amount and raise interest rates like you did, like in the craziest amounts ever, and just spike it and then hope that the economy isn't going to fail. So now let's look at some more data, right? Because, we love the data. Here we go. US stocks fell further Friday after Amazon and Intel reported dreadful earnings and outlooks after transition to AI has proven costly while its perspective remains uncertain. The bad job reports sent stocks sinking even further. The down fell 800 points or 2.3%. S&P 500 were down 2.6% and Nasdaq futures were down 3.1% lower. That's what I've been telling you. That's what I've been telling you guys. This cannot go on. And sometimes what I'm now noticing is that I am one of these people that I make videos about. When I'm telling you guys, Amazon, we're not spending money. I looked at my last 3 months of Amazon purchases and there has been almost nothing. Zero things on Amazon because besides dish soap, I have not been shopping at Amazon because it is not sustainable. We cannot keep spending money like crazy and then hope that everything goes well. And me and Ali are still doing pretty well compared to a bunch of other people of you guys that wrote me in and told me, "Oh my gosh, I lost my job and been unemployed for 6, 7 months." Me and her aren't even doing that. But we're not spending the money. We went through the budget and we're not going through every finance charge that there is because you cannot keep going like this. And so when you are in a stock market like this, where it's so volatile and the fear greed index, this little thing is on fear, it should have been like that a long time ago. Sometimes I think all these Wall Street investors, they just don't look at the numbers and they're, going in there on the trading floor, hoping and telling everybody, infinite growth. Everything's going to keep going to the moon. Everything's going to keep going to the moon. But now we're seeing that that ain't the case. People are starting to catch on, and that is good because you cannot keep spending consumer-based economy while everything else is failing around you. If the house of cards that you built isn't sustainable and the foundation isn't solid, you're going to get wrecked. And now we're talking about these unemployment numbers, right? Because I've been saying so for so many times that they always correct them down afterwards. And people have been telling me all the time, they correct them down, they correct them down. And now, look at it. We've created less jobs last month than like 60, $70,000, 60, 70,000 less than projected, right? So now I'm looking at it like, they might correct that down too. So now we're looking at it and, hey, we're going to keep interest rates higher for longer. That is going to wreck even more people. The only people that's not going to hurt is people that had stocks, that are retired right now, that sold a bunch of stuff, that owned houses, and all these kind of things. And then you don't have to worry about it. If you did all these things already, then you don't need to worry about it. But if you did not do all of these things and you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're going to get really screwed. And now I'm looking at a comment just like this. And he said, "I really need this." Let's look at the comment real quick. Said, "Thanks, man. It helps. I can't give up." Yeah, don't give up. Don't give up. recession from an investor standpoint, and now I'm talking out of my investor head, every recession, there's opportunity. If it is going to be find another job after this, find stuff to invest in that is like on sale right now. So what happens during these recessions is that stuff goes on sale, right? If you bought a car during COVID, you know exactly that everything, when there's high demand and low supply, there is a bunch of price gouging and they're going to screw you. But now we're in a different spot. We're in a completely different spot where we're now at high supply and low demand. And this is going to continue because people just don't have the money. So what can you do? You do what everybody else should be doing. Going over your finances, looking at where can I save? Don't worry about Netflix and all these other things. You can do that another day. You can do that in 6 months or so. You can resubscribe to that. Those TV shows aren't going to go anywhere. And that's what me and Ali did. We got rid of subscriptions. We've got rid of unnecessary spending, eating out, not doing that no more, because two people, $25 an entree, that's $50, then taxes another 10%, and then a tip of 20. It's just not feasible. You can't be doing that. I don't know who still is. So cut that out. Eating at, getting Trader Joe's now. People are saying to me, oh, go to Aldi. Hey, Aldi has good products. So save money and do it. When people like Amazon are saying that there's less consumer sentiment and people aren't spending and are more price aware, it's too late. You should have saved that money a little while ago so you can invest once it's going to go back up. And when I'm just looking at like where this is going and where we are today, and how we can get out of this, is save money, right? Save your cash, because you never know if you need a rainy day fund, right? Then um then save and invest once the time comes. And people like Dave Ramsey, that I somewhat agree with, always has its time in the market, right? He says always like, oh, don't do credit cards, don't do things, and build emergency funds. And these things are really great in a downwards market, right? And when I listen to him like, emergency fund and all this, and don't use credit cards. Now, when there's a huge downturn in the market and people get really hurt, people like him get a really, really valid point, right? And so you got to find the happy medium, what fits for your family. But you got to be super, super alert. You have to be looking at the news. You need to take everything into consideration, because people in my comment section are saying, oh, they're going to, the White House is going to, they're going to say we're all good. It's just temporary. It's a V-shaped recovery and all that. That is all nonsense. These are predictions. These people do not care. They're government employees. I'm sorry to say, but when they're not doing their things right and they just look at the numbers, that's why they correct them. It's actually way, way smarter for them to release it a month or two later and then say, hey, these are the actual numbers, rather than go and say, we've created 300,000 jobs, go back and say, haha, we just created 100,000 jobs were bogus. So, because we calculated wrong. No, don't take that into consideration. Take what your friends are doing into your data. See what other people are doing around you to make sure that you're on the right track. If all of your friends are not going out to eat, you should probably also not go out to eat, because you're in that class, in that friend circle, in that class, and you should probably not do it, only unless your friends are like are incurring a massive amount of debt. You have those friends too that are just balling out of control. But most people have, good friends, and they're like, I can't hang out, need to save some money and do free things, go walk in the park like I am, go do other things that don't cost that much money, right? So you can then buy the dip. You buy a house when stuff gets on sale. Houses are sitting longer on the market. You can actually fulfill your dream of becoming a homeowner, and you can then rebuy stocks, rebuy whatever you want. It creates tremendous opportunities. So just because right now it's looking really shitty doesn't mean it's going to stay like that for a long time. You can always, 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 always count on that there's going to be a tremendous amount of wealth building in a downturn economy, right? So what is really, really important for you guys is to Stick to your intuition. When you don't think it's going right, don't go out and eat. I know it's really hard, and I hate to tell this to all these people, server industry and all that. I hate to say this, but you need to make sure that your household finances are good, because when there's so much stock, the stock market is losing so much money. What is next? Is this just the beginning or the end? Let me know in the comment section below, because I'm not sure if this was it. I think it's going to come way, way worse than we already seen it. Because if Intel and Amazon and all these other ones, even Domino's, I've been talking about this, in my other channel. If Domino's is seeing that people are not spending the money that they're actually for delivery, they're actually going there picking it up because it's a few dollars cheaper, something's not right. And when you hear everybody now scream, "Oh, weak employment, we're heading into a recession, we're doing all this." We've been in a recession. We've been in it, and it's here to stay. The question is just for how long? Because depending on how long, then it's going to be interesting to see how we're going to get out of it. How long is the recovery going to take? Because if the recovery is going to take such a long time, then people are going to lose their houses, people are going to lose their cars. They're already losing their cars, right? So it's just a matter of time till everything is going to be on sale, right? So stack your money, invest advisely, and don't do any foolish moves, and don't lose your money to scams. Because every time that there's people hurting, there's the scams just pick up and they get better and better. And just be super, super aware. So it is absolutely nuts when you look at the stock market, how much it's bleeding, how much everything is going, with all these crazy, crazy news outsources lost so much money. People that were in the stock market probably lost a lot. People lost a lot of money. And now I'm looking at it like, I wasn't really that much invested into the stock market, so I have not lost money. If you're not that much invested and it's only a small percentage of your portfolio, then you only lose a little bit. But if you're all invested and you are not diversified, and I had this conversation on my live the other day, and I said, you guys need to be diversified. Bet on everything. When you go to bet on horses, bet on the racetrack and all horses, because then you can't lose. If none of the horses win, you still made money because other people betted. So you want to bet on everything. I can't tell you what, because I'm not a financial advisor, but you need to be diversified, betting on everything. So everything that you do is going to make you money. Downturn, hey, I made some money. Upwards, hey, I made some money, right? So I know this is harder to do and requires skills and requires all that, but you can always, get help, right? So yeah, I'm just like shocked, super shocked by, that people are like messaging me. I'm like, I'm hurting. And I'm like, man, you should have known this was coming. You should have seen the writing on the wall. When you look at the unemployment numbers and it's keep rising, and the huge kicker is that it is not yet, the unemployment data is lagging, because all these tech companies that did layoffs, I'm telling you guys, all these tech companies are doing, what do you call this, when they defer your unemployment, when they give you severance. They're giving you severance packages. So now, depending on the state, right? But so when Allie lost her job like almost 9 months ago, and she's like, hey, file for unemployment. Oh no, no, you got severance. So till severance runs out, you're gonna have to, get unemployment. Once severance ran out, then you can apply. So all these people, these tech companies like Intel, Amazon, Facebook, all these ones that laid off, we don't even know how many of these people are actually in that data. These 15,000 people and these Tesla people, we don't know what kind of severance packages they got. And since it's more on the individual basis and how long you've been there, we do not know if these people have 6 months, a year. I've seen it. I've seen people online saying that they got a year and a half worth of severance from Microsoft. So these people will not show up in the data for a year and a half. So they can go travel, hold this out, and get a job afterwards, right? Or they can start searching now because it takes you 6 to 8 months and they're not showing in the unemployment data. So how much more is the unemployment data? Probably a lot higher than they're making it because people drop out, people aren't the data's not right. People aren't qualifying, people fall out because you can only be so much time on the unemployment data, then you fall off. And so when it's staggered like that and it's constantly going up, the real number is actually way higher, right? So you got to be aware that don't trust any statistics unless you falsify them yourself. So yeah, it is not good. So to end it on a more positive note, let's talk about the positive. Like I had a conversation a little while ago, a little bit, is there's going to be opportunities. You guys can buy stocks cheaper. If you wanted to get into a house, that's going to be cheaper. You just got to wait it out. If you want to get into cars, if you were waiting to buy a truck, don't do it now. If you're going to wait a little bit more, those truck prices will come down because market day, trucks or cars, there's going to be more time that they're going to be sitting on the market. What means they have to lower the price if they want to move it. And the dealership only makes money when you sell. So opportunities are coming. Amazon is saying, hey, consumers are more price aware. What does that mean? To make you sell the products, you need to be more price competitive. So that's a win for you because you're going to get cheaper prices, right? So cheaper prices are in the near future, in almost every aspect, because if people are unemployed, they're not going to go out and qualify for a house loan, right? They can't just say, hey, I want to apply for a mortgage. They're going to say, hey, you need another job first, right? And all these kind of other things, right? So there's tremendous opportunity coming for you guys to get into the market or get into a house, get into things. You just need to play it right. And do not over leverage, right? If you put leverage into anything, it can increase the outcome by 10x, or if that's what your leverage is, or it can worsen your situation by 10x. So yeah, be careful, be very careful. You can play very smart moves, but you can also lose a lot of money. So yeah, be careful. I don't think that this is gonna be the last of the stock market. I think it's going to dip even more. There's going to be more players in Q3 that are going to be saying that, oh my gosh, I'm not making these numbers. We're having more and more struggles because I don't think people are going to go buy the new iPhone 16 because it has a little bit better camera. Don't need it. Don't need to buy it. So there's so many things that they're going to say no. And just buying a new iPhone 16 just because you want the AI feature, not worth it. It's just not worth it. The AI feature isn't worth anything. So yeah, be careful and make smart moves. If you're not going to make smart moves, you're going to get wrecked. And people that live paycheck to paycheck, you guys got to increase your income somehow. Side jobs, side hustles. Try to do things on the side for cash, right? Trying to do dog walking. Do that on the side. Get healthy, right? So yeah, gotta be aware. Gotta be aware. Gotta do the right moves. And yeah, this was pretty much it for this video. Let me know what you guys think about all this. I'm always interested in hearing good arguments, good conversations. I really appreciate all of you guys' comments. Try to respond to all of them. It just takes me some time. But now it's the weekend, and yeah, I appreciate you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. And yeah, this was it. I'll see you in the next one.